Hi guys, I'm Dorsey Sherman from Modell Consulting. I wanted to talk today about motivation. When we work on improvements, either in our processes at work or in terms of ourselves and our own leadership development, the typical way of approaching that work is to focus on the negative. What's missing? What's wrong? What's not working? Where's the waste? However, there's a lot of research and a whole field of study called positive psychology. The premise of that is that we're motivated when we focus on the positive and strive for something good. So, for instance, in the self-directed learning model by Richard Boyatzis in his book, Primal Leadership, the first step of leadership development is identifying with your ideal self. Who do you want to be? Who do I want to be? What are your values? What is the best version of yourself? If you see yourself in 5 years, who are you? And after thinking about that, you look at then your real self. What are your strengths and your weaknesses? And then identify a learning agenda, not an action plan, but a learning agenda. What do you need to learn in order to move closer to that version of your ideal self? And this is very different from the typical leadership development that focuses on maybe the competencies that you're missing. You need to be a better communicator. You need to be better at managing conflict. And when those ideals are imposed upon us, they tend to be less motivating and result in less change. So compare this to the improvement kata routine. There's a lot of similarities. Step one is not about identifying waste. Step one is, what is the challenge that you're striving for? This is a rallying cry, Mike Rother says in his book. Something that adds value to the customer and sets the organization apart in some way, a motivator. Focusing on the positive instead of the negative. And then current condition, target, and experiment through obstacles. So I had never thought about the difference between negative and positive before, and thought it was helpful. So I thought maybe you would too. I wrote an article that goes into a little more detail on the concept. You can check it out on my website, modellconsulting.com. Thanks.